Homeland Security.
There's people out there, they're exercising their vote right to free speech. Better go do something.
I think you should start filming.
Probably going to be the old...
Are you kidding me?
Here we go, Joe.
You're kidding me, right?
No?
No, seriously.
How are you?
How you doing today?
Good.
How are you?
Great. Can I see your permit?
We don't have a permit, but I believe we're on public property.
You are on federal property.
And
Park?
if we stand right here, are we on public property?
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we work it this way? Are we going to keep a low key?
Yeah, this is it. This is us.
This is it?
Yeah, we're
This is a press
we're doing a press
conference.
conference, and then we'll be done probably in 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes? Okay. That's not a big deal. I just want to remind you guys that because this is federal property, we do have a permit process. You just got to call the GSA, and they'll
get your permit.
walk you through the process of permit.
This is an emergency press conference. We decided. Yes.
But we could technically do it here on this public sidewalk.
On the sidewalk? Well, it's all federal property. So,
The sidewalk.
yeah.
We on the park.
Everything in between these two buildings here. If you were to like walk one block that way, that's city property. And, honestly,
Then how can the city
enjoy yourself here. You know, just be reminded that if it becomes a problem because you don't have a permit, if it interferes with other people, we're gonna have to.
The thing is, if you get a permit, you just got power and everything. So, you know, if you want to do a bigger event, this is really good.
It's just more of an informative thing to let you guys know. Because a lot of people don't realize that the park is actual federal property. They think it belongs to the city. It doesn't. So we just want to let you guys know. My name is Inspector Stewart. If you have any problems, feel free to let me know.
Okay. Thank you all for coming here today to our press conference. We have Cable Media and we have Joe Anybody Media Productions, and we've come here to denounce elections fraud and human rights abuses yesterday in Honduras. I'd like to introduce Maribel Gomez, SEIU organizer at SEIU 503, to say a little bit about what occurred yesterday.
Hello. Yeah, we're here today to denounce that United States set up elections in Honduras. We had a coup d'etat in Honduras on June 28, and the people from Honduras be resisting and be denouncing that since this coup d'etat that been planning for more than 2 years, and by the State Department in United States, and we the people, we had elections yesterday, and 65 to 70% of the people keep an extension, and we stay home, and people do not vote in Honduras because we want to go to constitutional assembly, because we need to make changes in Honduras, and we had a constitution that we haven't changed for 30 years. Okay, since June 28, we had 30 people who has been killed by the police, by the national police, and by the militaries in Honduras, and yesterday, one more leader of the resistance movement got killed, and 3 days ago, another teacher. Very much they targeting the teachers in Honduras because they are at the front line of the resistance movement, and we are in resistance in Honduras, and we will continue to resist them, and because we want to change the policies that the United States is making for our country.
Great. Wait, can you hear me now? Okay. So the Portland Central America Solidarity Committee has called this press conference. Thank you to KBOO Radio and Joe Anybody for coming to denounce electoral fraud in Honduras. Yesterday, we saw that the people of Honduras did not go to the polls. Almost 70% of folks stayed home. There's a total lack of political space for opposition candidates to campaign and for the expression of dissident political opinion. We know that Radio Globo and Channel 36 and Radio Progreso, among other media outlets critical to the coup have been shut down in the week leading up to the elections and have been harassed for months during the entire coup government. And for this reason, over 100 candidates for Congress and local offices did renounce their candidacy and refuse to participate in elections that could never be free and fair, including, as a surprise, the vice presidential candidate of the Liberal Party, one of two parties to remain in the running. Meanwhile, the Obama administration has struck a deal with the Republican ultra-right to achieve several State Department appointee confirmations and appears poised to recognize the outcome of yesterday's elections. Who is recognizing the elections? Up to now, the US, Panama, Taiwan, Costa Rica, Israel, Colombia, Peru. I could go on. What do these countries have in common? Complete subservience to US foreign policy. And who is not? Well, in this hemisphere, the governments of Chile, Argentina, and Brazil, among others of Latin America, of the Rio Group, have come out and on November 5th issued a joint letter indicating that they could never recognize the results of elections that were bound to be illegitimate, where they did not have the conditions of legality and security to produce free and fair elections. What do these countries have in common? Well, for instance, in Chile and Brazil, the current presidents were imprisoned by dictatorial governments in the 70s and 80s, imposed by the United States. What does the coup that occurred on June 28th and these elections, this fraud that occurred yesterday, mean for Latin America? It means a rollback of all of the achievements that working people and social movements have made to gain democracy and popular power in their countries. It means that political activists like Maribel's mother, who is a teacher, who is now outside of Honduras because she cannot be inside her own country as a political activist. It means campesino organizations. It means union leaders are fair game for attack. And for these reasons, the Portland Central America Solidarity Committee, Jobs with Justice, Vets for Peace, Individuals for Justice, are saying no. We're calling for the restitution of elected President Manuel Zelaya for the remainder of his term. Justice for those who perpetuated the coup on June 28th and continue to abuse the human rights of the Honduran people. We're calling for the U.S. and the political actors in Honduras to open space to have a constitutional assembly so that democracy can be restored in Honduras. And we're calling for the Obama administration to withdraw his stated support for these elections, which were fraudulent,